Mic check.
Of course I didn't. We should check the mics while this intro plays. And double checking audio. Yes, the mics are on and picking up recording so people can hear us on the interwebs at this point.
Cool,
so let's get right into the truck slash since people yell at us now.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's take a little longer, make people wait for
I
it.
think we should. So a lot of things we had, I started our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I feel like if you're on YouTube, we're supposed to say things like subscribe, like it, turn on notifications. It would be helpful if people did that on both Spotify and on iTunes or on your podcast app as well, even if you don't use it.
We're in the big leagues now. We're on Spotify.
Yeah, dude. Leave us
Listen to
5
us.
stars.
Listen to us on your way to work. Get a little bored. Just pretend like you're in a bike shop when you're driving. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like the podcast version of it. I've been listening to podcasts since like Adam Carolla and Joe Rogan and them like back in the day. Now I can't tell people I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast because they think I'm a douche if I do. So, I've been always wanting to start a podcast, and I think it's really cool. And it may not be the greatest thing in the world right now, but we'll get there. And the more people we can get to like pay attention to it, then I think the more time and money we can invest into maybe getting better at this and getting some people that we know that would be interested or interesting to come on here. So
yeah, got a couple surprises.
So check out the podcast, MTB Shed Live. That's how we're branding everything. Join the Foggy Mountain Boys here in the shed.
Should be cool.
But yeah, so we do want to talk about slashes. We just got 2022 slashes. It is the 12th month of 21. We're coming towards the end. We got New Year's coming up. But we will jump into the bikes first because I think that's typically, if someone finds our stream later, what's going to most interest them. So in the stand, we've got the 2022 97. It's obviously a carbon bike. If you're not super familiar with Trek, they typically will have like the 9-point whatevers are always going to be carbon, and then kind of your 7s, 8s, 5s, all that's going to be the aluminum frame. So it kind of helps out a little bit, kind of figuring things out first. Truck did change up the slash 97, which is what's in the stand. I don't know if we can see it. Hey, what's up? What can I do for you? We're streaming live on YouTube. You're completely fine, but just so you know, this is on the internet. The cameras are all pointing towards me or that direction. You're not on the camera. Your voice is though. So.
Let's see. My fiance bought a bike online.
Cool.
I think from Watch the Schwinn came in a box.
Okay, sweet.
I don't want to sell it. I gotta fly out of town.
Cool.
How much you charge? Walmart said they'd do it. How much would you guys?
It'd be better to let us do it because they don't have any bike mechanics there. So our bike mechanic can put it together. $60 for a bike build typically. There shouldn't be any issues with that. Yeah. So our mechanic will run through it. He'll kind of do bolt checks on everything. Yep.
Okay.
He's gone this week. We can have somebody probably run through it tomorrow or something like that, but it could be next week before we'd have it ready. Do you need it back right away?
Are you open Saturdays or Sunday?
Yeah. Brett's not back till like next Tuesday though.
Until Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, we can have somebody build it up tomorrow though. Yeah, we've been super slow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's a technician. He's not a mechanic. But yeah, bring it on in.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yeah. It's so funny, dude. So funny. Look at us, dude. We were trying to get right to business. We didn't have any audio or visual issues to deal with when we began. We tried to go right to business. And then we've had one other customer today.
So we went, like maybe about 6 hours without a customer. And then one walks in right as the stream starts.
Yeah, dude.
That's how it works.
We have the best timing in the world.
So yeah, pretty cool bike.
I don't have any cool videos to play either right now.
Not yet.
I do. I have the Cam Zink video.
Oh yeah.
We could play the Cam Zink video.
Yeah, he's kind of a cool guy. I've heard of him before.
Yeah. Why don't we do the Cam Zink and Cody Wilkins video?
Yeah, we can help the customer out while Everyone listens to a world champion talk about Eureka Bike Park. Pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. And Amazon, I think their first project they did was in like Florida. They built some pretty cool stuff. And I'm going to let you help this customer.
For sure.
Because I don't want people to think that I do things. Oh. So, and the person giving the interview, which I'll preface this while we're waiting for the bike to come in, is Brad Kovach. He owns Train Magazine. Train's a really cool publication. Holy shit, this guy's driving up on the, he's driving
Get
up.
this on video.
He's heading up on,
Oh.
he pulled on the patio. So that's a place.
Oh. Okay. We can do that now.
Let's share a screen.
Should I walk up there with the camera?
I think it'd be hard to get the camera there. That would, no, because people don't realize how ridiculous that is.
That's
on
pretty
the
fun.
outside.
Well, there's usually tables there, so it's.
All right, so our mics are gonna mute, and then
I'm gonna help him bring it in.
people will be able to watch us maybe in the corner. Yeah, give him a hand.
About Sensus RAD Trails and what you're here for in St. Louis area.
Yeah, so we were really lucky. Adam reached out to us from the Mountain Bike Shed, and he pretty much was like, hey, there's these two projects going on. And at first I was really confused. We just put out a press release on Pink Bike about, just Cam's involvement in the mountain bike world. And I was transitioning from working in a restaurant to being a full-time trail builder. And he reached out, and for the longest time, I didn't realize that there was actually a couple projects going on in the area. And Adam finally got me on the ground here in June of this year, June of 2019.
Why is that important? And why, did you go that route?
I have another job and I have another business, and I don't think it's something that I'm looking to make money off of. Again, I just want to do what I can to make it more fun, get more people into the sport, and then hopefully people will just appreciate what I've done. And I like seeing I like living up to my potential first and foremost. Instead of comparing yourself to the next competitor and trying to beat them, just try to live up to your potential, and you end up usually rising above and beyond what you thought it would be competing with someone else. But the same kind of the trails, I just feel like there's so much more potential in the sport, and I feel like I know some things that would be really easy to mitigate and other things that would be better to implement. So I'm just trying to do what I can to make mountain biking all it can be.
Yeah, excellent. So we have a great cycling community here. Don't get me wrong. In fact, it's fantastic. But there are mostly cross-country trails here. So some people may be a little nervous about the idea of progressive trails. What would you just say to them? Like, give it a chance, or what would be your message to those people?
I would say it's like most things that are daunting and you're reluctant to try. You gotta just try it. Like, you have to. The thought of being, I think Guy Ritchie said, it was like the thought of being uncomfortable is worse than actually being uncomfortable. So
yeah, makes sense.
Don't worry about it. Don't be scared of it. Just when we get done with it, give it a try, and we'll guarantee you'll have more fun on your bike.
Yeah.
Progressing on the jumps, and then you'll be like, that'll be your new favorite thing to do, and hit the jumps. So, or even
right.
just be able to ride them.
Yeah, it's an electric bike, but it's got a throttle, so you can't technically ride it on like bike pass or anything like that because it's throttled. Yeah, whereas like the bikes we sell are just going to be pedal assist only. And that's more what you'd look for. E-bikes are awesome though. E-bikes really cool, especially like an e-mountain bike, but e-mountain bikes are going to start at like $3,000 and kind of go up from there.
Like 2,000.
Yeah, they're junk.
Okay.
They're just,
all right.
They're what you're looking, if you're going to ride an e-bike off-road, you have to, like, we have a few hub driven, so the motor's in the back wheel. That's what those are. If you ride that off-road, it's going to be destroyed within immediately. They have mid-drive ones, and that's where they start getting pricier. But yeah, we
have this one for $1,600.
Yeah,
or $1,700 at the moment.
We've got cruiser e-bikes here. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, like the original ones.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it has fat tires on it, but it does have the hub drive motor, so you can't really take it off road too much.
Right.
You can't take it on roads though. Like,
Yeah, on the streets is fine.
it's like, I guess.
And gravel's good.
9 cc's or less. You can't take it on. You can take it on, not interstate highways, but you can take it on like 30 here, 109. I think this.
I'm not sure about it.
Yeah.
It does have
I
a
bought one
spot
of
on
those
the
for my
back.
son.
You could put
Yeah.
49cc plate on, so you could just put a 49cc tag, and no one
Okay.
would bother you, as long as you go
But yeah.
fast enough.
I'll see you Friday.
Cool. Yeah, we'll text you.
All right, great.
Sweet. See ya.
Thank you. Have a happy New Year.
You too. Thank you.
I'll see you before then.
All right. So we got /97. The /97 retails right now in December of 2021 at $48.29. The /8, which jumps down to an aluminum frame, is $42.29, and the /7 is $38.29. Did I name? Yeah. Okay. Good. Those are all suggested retails. The last one I clicked on had like it was not retail price on there.
Yeah, gotta double check that.
It is now. Wow. Okay. I need maybe a little breather after that.
That was a lot of work, man. I don't know. That just interrupted the flow. Oh man.
It was the Cam Zink video. Cam Zink came here February of 20. Well, I think that video was in February of 20. January, February 2020. I don't know. I've had too many head injuries to be able to come up with dates, but Cam came here. We threw a party, raised, I don't know, a couple $1,000. And that's how we paid for like their flights and stuff to get them here. And then Cam went around. He walked out at Chubb Trail with me because I was the steward at West Tyson County Park at the time. One of the big issues, and I always, Chubb was my home trail. It was always the closest trail to me. I would park at Lone Elk. I probably rode Chubb like 2-3 times a week for solid 7 years, up until I opened the shop. So that was always my favorite. I loved the river bottoms. It's actually my favorite part of Chubb, which is basically unrideable at this point. It was beautiful. It was like kind of spooky down there too. So I loved it. We did our first shop night rides were at Chubb. But anyway, so at the time, this was before we had any progressive trails here in St. Louis. So I brought Cam out there because we had a couple guys that were helping out, kind of very easily. We could call them co-stewards. They put in a ton of work out there to help me. We drew up a whole master plan for that park that I guess I might as well set on fire at this point. They built a double out there. And there was a lot. That was like really the double that Scott and Devin and Ryder built on Chubb. I'm trying to think, but that was the first. And is it still there? No, it's gone. It's long gone. Yeah, it's been gone. Last time I was there, it's gone. But I want to say that was, well, the tabletop on Zombie was built previous to that, wasn't it? That was built first.
I think so. I'm not super familiar with the history.
But either way, it was like a little kind of sketchy double. There's a little gap in the middle. It wasn't even sketchy, but
if you carry trail speed, you just
in for like a trail system that didn't have any jumps anywhere. But anyway, one of the big reasons why I wanted to be steward out at Chubb is I thought we could come up with a master plan and put in some cool trails like that. I thought that was going to be the best place to do it. But then also the steps had really eroded over time. So it was super important to me that we got that corrected before somebody got hurt. So we had a build day and we're able to correct that. Why did I start talking about Chubb? Oh, because I brought Cam out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Buddy Cam Zink.
Yeah. So me, Cam, Dave, and Linda, the shop dog, which is she going to get in shot since we're talking about her? Yep, there she is. All right, so me, Cam, Linda, and Dave went and hiked up Chubb. And then like I showed them the drop because the steps at Chubb was always like in St. Louis, like technically over time, I mean, it started off as a very little thing, but that's kind of always been like the infamous up until, it's so funny to say all this because like, it's just like it's a 3-foot drop, 2.5 foot drop.
It's very
3 foot.
Very manageable. It's nothing. It's not a centerpiece for a local trail system.
But that's all anybody talked about. It's on, I mean, It is weird, the history behind Chubb Trail.
It's crazy how they had that tiny little drop, and now they have kids drops at the bike park here that are
Way bigger. Yeah. So we went and we put a landing and everybody got in a big uproar about it, which was ridiculous.
Can't build
I think people
features
just
on
like to
trails.
complain.
can't build features on trails. What a bummer.
Well, we didn't build a feature. We just built a landing so here's what happened over time. I know this
You
because
made
I
a feature
rode there.
safer.
I rode there every friggin' week, 3 to 4, like 2-3 times a week for 7 years, from 2006 to 2014, or no, past that, 2008, probably 2014. And I watched that landing start getting cupped out more and more every single year. The landing got cupped out to the point to where in 2019, when I fixed it, in December or November of 2019, it was completely cupped out. So if you came up short on that, you were completely screwed. And there was no signage before this 4-foot drop out of nowhere on a trail system that has 0 drops anywhere else. So you'd come up on it, people hit their brakes late, and then you go over it head first, which I did my first time back in like 2008. But it wasn't as high at that time, so it was fine. So we built a little bit of landing in towards the face of the jump, just in case anybody ever came up short, they would not die. And then everybody lost their absolute junk.
Just trying to make the trail safer for everyone.
It was ridiculous. And the worst part is because I'm not a huge sender. I'm not I don't ride like you do or some other guys do and stuff. So I think what really pissed people off is that was like a rite of passage to kind of differentiate, to say, okay, I'm this rider and this guy can't hit this, so he's this rider, right? And that I think ultimately all it came down to. Linda, you have to be quiet. I am trying to, this is going to be on a podcast. I don't know why Mustache is playing with you. I'm telling you a story about Chubb.
She wants to play.
But the ultimate thing was the part where we altered was inside. And you know how Cam Zink described it? The sketchiest thing he's seen on a public trail system for no reason. He was like, this looks so sketchy. He was like, for what reason?
It's not like a big rampage drop that he's used to hitting. Like this man's used to hitting building and riding his own rampage.
The biggest shit in the world. He holds the world record for a 100-foot backflip, the longest backflip on a mountain bike. And yeah, he from the beginning was doing the nastiest shit on. And then that's how I describe Cam Zink to everybody. I'm like, have you ever seen mountain biking? People are like, no. I was like, oh, you've never seen in the desert when they're going off those big drops and stuff like that? And they're like, oh, yeah, I've seen that before. I'm like, you've seen Cam Zink ride a mountain bike then.
Yeah.
100%.
That's his thing.
He's going to be one of the guys in one of those clips. But anyhow, I digress. So as soon as Cam said that, because he came within a month, we fixed it. Because I was just like, if one of the most legendary mountain bikers in the world tells me that's the dumbest thing that he's ever seen on a public trail network, that it hasn't been corrected, when we're trying to move our trails forward to progressive, which we now have, it just made 0 sense. And then the backlash was insane, dude. Insane. But if I would have had a slash, maybe I would have just rode up and rode it, man. Because I could just case it. It wouldn't matter. My 160 mil of travel on the back end of my bike would have took care of that.
If you're on a full-blown enduro sled.
So anyway, let's talk about what we came here for before I get weird about it. So Trek/97, about a $4,800 bike at this time.
Speak of which, it is Cameron Zink's favorite bike, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Isn't it?
I doubt it.
Because he does ride one all the time.
Does he really?
He has a signature one, yeah.
Cam Zink does?
Pretty sure.
That's got to be wrong. Jamie? No, we don't have Jamie. Why don't someone should look that up, because that doesn't sound anywhere near truth to me.
Take a look at that.
He rides YTs, just unbranded YTs. Like his Rampage bike was unbranded YT this year. Linda's standing between Mustache's legs right now. Are you maybe Cam McCall? It's got to be Cam McCall that you're thinking of.
Has to be.
Yeah, dude.
We'll find it out.
Cam McCall. All right, I'm going to assume you're wrong. It's Cam McCall has his signature slash. 100% it's Cam McCall. You're just mixing up cams, dude.
Yes,
To me, if we used to have a road bike or that worked here, he was pretty good at riding bikes too, right?
sometimes.
Yeah.
Some,
So yeah, if you have a wife that's pregnant right now, ask her to name the kid. Tell all you guys to name the kid Cam if you want him to be a rowdy mountain biker. Maybe that's the trick. So /97, Cam McCall probably has a signature bike.
that's the right one. Yeah.
It's a really long bike in my experience. I really haven't ridden one much. I did the Bluffview downhill a couple weeks ago on a 2021 that was altered significantly. But I don't know. I've always felt the Slashes, just kind of riding them around, felt like really long bikes. On the trail, I'm sure that kind of makes more sense, but definitely something to know. They are ungodly long bikes. So the 9.7 has an XT derailleur on it. XT, of course, is super cool because you can shift under load. What's a rear shock?
It's a Fox float.
So 160 mil of travel on the rear end of it, 170 with the Fox 36 up front. The knockbox system had a change for 20. Was that in 2021 as well?
I believe so.
Yeah, so that's been changing. You have a little bit more kind of turn on that. There's not that straight down tube on the Slashes like you'll see on Fuels and Remedies.
Get a little more
so that's
motion there.
Yeah, important thing to
motion.
note.
And it's removable. So if you don't like it, just pop it out. And you can use a normal stem with it too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
They said use our knock block, don't use it, whatever. We don't really care.
Cool. So anything like nothing, I mean, the frame geometry is still the same as it was in 2021. The Slashes had tube angle. If you got it, it's got middle links. You can set it in your high or low suspension position. It's 64.1 degrees in the low and 64.6 in the high. So pretty slack bike either way. I would ride, I mean, I don't know. I like a really low bottom bracket. I like to get down into corners and stuff like that. But I would say for anybody riding in the Midwest, probably makes sense. A lot of people turn them to low, but I think, 64.5 degrees is still pretty slack. So I would likely just ride in high and not strike my pedals as much. I don't know.
It all depends on the type of riding you're doing. If you're going down the Shepherd every weekend, you'd probably want a little different setup if you're riding Zombie every day.
So what can we say about these bikes? What do you think is important for people to know? What do you think that is?
It's a big bike that's really more bike than you would need for most trails around here.
So it's too much bike for Shepherd Mountain Bike Park.
I would say not for Shepherd.
Oh, okay.
For Shepherd, it's definitely the bike you want. But for just local trails like Zombie or stuff like that, you can get away with a trail bike. A little less travel. It would just make it handle a lot better. You'd be a lot less gassed at the end of the ride. But
drop it. No play. I don't know why Mustache started playing with you. This is the problem. I got a sweet good dog, and then you got roll her up, dude, just like a little kid or something. So it's probably maybe it's too much bike for Steelville, would you say?
it could be fun at Steelville.
Oh, okay.
It'd be a little slow, but you could make it happen.
Would you say it's too much bike for the Bluffview downhill down the street from here?
You would be the expert on that. You've ridden it on that trail.
It's not too much, dude. It actually was like, that was my first time on a bike in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so I doubt like my technique was perfect and that I was like, I wasn't very in tune with the bike.
You're throwing
and
some
it still
fat whips.
Yeah, dude. It still did some cool shit. So I gotta watch my language when we're streaming. It still did some cool stuff, man. It did do some cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was, I think, with zero input from me. I was just hanging on and going down the hill. So, yeah, no, I think it was great at Bluffview downhill. I was just trying to be a smart aleck about you saying it was too much bike for around here. And then I was just going to point out a bunch of places where it would actually be really good to have it. And for a lot of people with, I mean, that's their preferred riding now. I mean, you know, 4 years ago, if you talked about a 120 mil travel bike in St. Louis, people would look at you like you were insane. So, you know, it's kind of like maybe you have to pick your poison a little bit. The bike does have super steep head or seat tube, so I mean, it's not going to be the worst pedal. Like, it's going to pedal better than a 160 mil travel bike from 4 years ago, right? So there's that. Dropper posts are awesome. I'm glad that that's a thing now, and that we're able to get our seats down and out of the way rather than the manufacturers feeling like they need to accommodate getting behind the seat or something. So yeah, that's really cool. So they do pedal a lot better now, I think, mainly because of seat tube angles. I could be entirely wrong about that. That's just, you know, that's what I say. So what do we want to talk about the bikes? I think I enjoy listening to you kind of spec out about the bikes a little bit. But XT drivetrain on that, the 2022/7 has XT as well. And does the 8 have XT, or is that a GX build?
It's going to be a GX build over there.
So the 2022/8 is the exact same bike as it was in 2021. So that's all 0 changes. Whereas the 7, I mean, I like to build on the 7 a lot better than anything. I think if I were to buy a Slash, I would buy a 7.
Cool thing about the /8 is that on the shock, it's going to have a piggyback on the shock, which is going to help keep your shock running a little cooler for those long descents.
So that's got, what is that on there?
Super Deluxe on the back.
Super Deluxe, okay. And it's
both of them.
It's just like a Debonair Deluxe on the rear or whatever, or the 7.
They both have Super Deluxe.
So I mean, yeah, I would go with the 7 once again, just because I would probably want to put a coil on it at some point. So I would pull that Deluxe off and slap a coil on there.
Yeah, that's something we've seen done. One of our customers, he just threw a DHX2 on there. Pretty sweet bike to have a coil shock on. He also has
what forks on the 9.7?
On the 9.7, it's got the 36 rhythm.
Correct. 36.
Yeah, got some little baby stanchions on there. Little baby.
I know, dude. How spoiled are we as mountain bikers now, man? Like, everything's so good. So good.
Yeah, like
everything.
Compared to a couple years ago, it's like my 65-year-old dad, he's used to mountain biking on, he has a 2001 Gary Fisher. Nothing special. That's kind of what he's used to. It's a full suspension bike, not really too fun. He hopped on a new track out in Sedona. He was like, whoa, I can like actually ride off rocks now. I'm not scared. So it's really cool to see how mountain bikes are going. They just make it so much safer and so much easier for beginner riders to get out on the trail. But if you're not a beginner rider, if you're an expert intermediate rider, you can just get super rowdy on them and don't have to worry.
Have you seen a recent interview with Gary Fisher, like in the last year?
I think so, yeah.
Have you?
I've seen a couple of them in the Trek U.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
New ones? No, those were previously recorded.
He had one during COVID with his new kid.
He's got a new kid?
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Yeah, he's an old guy with a young kid.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, he's still balling.
So I think that's important to know for men. How old? I mean, Gary Fisher's got to be, let's see, in the 80s is when it started. He had to have been in at least his 20s. So he's at least 60, 65, maybe even pushing 70 something.
Yeah, he's
probably pushing 70
to have
something.
A kid.
And he just had a kid. And he's been riding bikes his whole life on a bike saddle. And he's still able to have kids at 75. So I'm super stoked about that news. Congratulations to Mrs. Fisher and Gary Fisher on their new bundle of joy. Hopefully named Cam. So I don't know if Gary Fisher watches our live stream, but if he does, he should ask his wife to let him rename his kid Cam, if he didn't already. He probably came up with a way better name, though.
Probably some crazy.
Yeah.
Some weird.
If you had a kid, what would you name it?
Probably Bike.
Just name them Bike?
Bike. I mean, that's all my kids. I got like 3 bikes.
I love that. I think that's great. I think that.
Hey, Bike, let's go ride bikes.
Yeah, dude. Like, everybody's got like all these unique, interesting names nowadays. So why not just name your kid after an object?
Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to name their kids off of Mercedes. If people name their kids Mercedes, I can name my kid after whatever I want.
What you like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure people have named their kids after bike companies. Like not,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure no one's named their kid Trek. That would be weird.
Or Common Sol.
Yeah, that would be weird. But maybe people name their kid like Gorilla Gravity
Mm-hmm.
or something. I would like to name my firstborn son Gorilla Gravity.
Big Sender.
Big Sender. Big Sender. And it would be with an A at the end, so
Mhm.
people didn't think that was weird.
No, not at all.
Could you imagine roll call in class?
You just,
Big Sender.
you just make it
Big
like
Sender.
all one word, some weird letters
You can do
between
that.
them. So it's just like some like one of those weird like Haley, Ashley, like weird spellings. Big Senda.
I wonder who is responsible for like when you submit a birth certificate. I guess like the nurse, if you write like something maybe inappropriate,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I
then
think we might have to push.
I
the limits
almost
on
said
this.
things that I thought would be inappropriate, but I'm not going to say
We
that.
might have to push the limit on this. Test the limit. And
No.
see what we can do.
Wow.
You can. I'll pass on.
Yeah,
that.
no, I don't want to.
Oh, that's some for Alex.
Why
Alex can do that.
why don't instead of yeah, we'll talk to Alex about that. We'll try to come up with Alex next time he's in on like we'll try to give him all kinds of bad suggestions for kid names.
Mm-hmm.
So if it ever comes up in his life, then he's got that running around the back of his head and it'll mess him up. Because people name their dogs awesome stuff all the time. Sprocket. Sprocket. That's what I got. They name them after trees. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think that's fun.
Like Linda.
Yeah. Slash. Slash would be a good name for a kid too. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna name my firstborn son Slash. Slash Adam. I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him my first name as his middle name.
Is his middle name going to be like 9.9?
99/99. No, that would be a cool because I always get trouble because people are like, oh, because my last name is also someone's first name.
Mhm.
So I go, you have two first names. It's like, okay, I'm, in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do you think I've heard that? And by this point, so please stop.
Mm-hmm.
But even beyond that, I always just answer with, well, I have three actually, because I have a middle name. Of
Mhm.
course, that's a first name.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's got two first names normally. Your middle name's Mustache, and that's why we go by that. So
Yep.
your actual name is Adam, and your middle name's Mustache.
Mhm.
So we just go by your middle name.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's got two first names. I don't know. I shouldn't be talking about this on a live
We're talking about
stream.
names, man.
All right, so the Slash is what it is, dude. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about doing review. I think reviews on bikes get us to get like a couple hundred views, which is cool and all. But the fact of the matter is that it's just not that exciting to talk about it. I mean, we can look through and talk about things that, might be weird or different. But I mean, gosh, there's so many videos out there already where you could just watch somebody like put you to sleep talking about like, oh, it's got an XG derailleur. And it's a Fox 36. Why didn't they put a Fox 38 on it? And
Like us.
and other
And,
things like that. Like, I don't know. I guess I really wish I would. I guess I knew that it had a Fox 36 on it, but so again, I would buy a /7, and then I would buy a Fox 38 and sell the Lyric. I don't know what.
An alloy slash with nicer suspension, definitely the move over a carbon slash.
Yeah. So, how do you feel on carbon bikes versus alloy bikes, anyway?
So I haven't owned a carbon bike yet.
All right, we'll end that conversation.
So I've owned steel and aluminum bikes.
Yeah, you need steel bikes. I don't think a carbon bike. I know a carbon bike is not a good idea for you. You get way too sandy all the time.
Yeah, the carbon wheel experiment did not last super long. Had them for like 2-3 months where they broke. But
Or you broke them. They did not break. It's not like they just.
I was just riding along.
Yeah.
G'ing out
Do
on
you want to
rocks.
talk about this? I don't know if this is safe for YouTube conversation. What do you care?
I know.
What are you doing with those wheels now? Those were Kobe 23s.
Mm-hmm.
They were carbon wheels that were also as thin as you
They're
could
cross-country.
possibly buy a mountain bike wheel at this point.
They were lightweight cross country wheels.
Yeah, I don't think,
You told me not to do it.
obviously.
I just chose not to.
Okay.
Choose not to listen.
Right. But yeah, and dude, that's the other thing that's weird. Like, I think it's more interesting to talk about where mountain biking's come from over the last few years than talking about these slashes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's another weird thing. Like rims, maybe like 2017, 2018, like you would start seeing like 20 mil internal rim widths showing up on bikes, and even that was like
that downhill bike has pretty skinny rims on it.
That's 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2016 M16. So we set up all these cameras also. I think we're already 35 minutes in. We set up all these cameras. The Trek 97, the blue, has like super cool carbon overlaying and stuff. Do you think it's possible that we can even zoom in on that?
Yeah, let's take a look. See what we can get going on.
I think that would be cool. But no, it's funny with rim width and stuff. And like, obviously, yeah, cross-country racers and stuff like that are still going to run. But they're probably, I can't imagine, are arches still like 20? No. They've all got to be a little bit thicker. 23 is just like, that's absolutely ridiculous, dude. I can't, hold on. Let me make that screen big and then do that again, because I think that actually worked. Oh, no. All I did was kick it off of the screen. All right. Here we go. Oh, nope, that's the wrong guy. Bam, dude. I'm so good at this. All right, get in there. Scoot in the camera a little bit more. Heck yeah. So it kind of looks like, and then show the top part. Somebody's going to bring in a bicycle, and nope, she's taking out trash. Darn. Yep. Okay.
Yep, that's some paint.
Yeah. So it's cool looking. It's wicked in person to look at that. Absolutely.
You can really see the different layers of carbon being laid. It's cool to see the full sheets versus just the hand laid stuff. Pretty cool stuff going on.
Yeah, it's dope. All right,
Pretty
I'm
cool.
on the big screen, which I do not like. All right, man. Well, yeah.
Yup.
I got a Mountain Movement shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dope. I like this. I was never a fan of this jersey, the colors, because it's like red and green and very Christmassy, but we're still in the holiday, so I think it's cool. And because I can't see red and green. Like, I bet you if I wear this out in the daylight and then put my colorblind glasses on and then look down, I'll be like, holy smokes, this is so cool looking. Or I'll be like, holy, this is not what I thought was happening here.
There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, dude. I haven't tried looking at camouflage stuff. Like, I'm looking at your hat right now, and I don't know if I've like paid close attention to camouflage since like getting glasses that let me see greens or not see so much green. I don't think camouflage works for me. I can see you right now, dude. I can see your hat. It's not even camouflage as far as I can tell.
It's not working.
So, yeah, I mean, did you not prepare to talk about the Slash 97 at all, mustache?
I did a little.
Okay. What do you think's important about them? We should actually say something about the Slashes. I think they're self-explanatory, though. They're fast, long bikes, dude.
It's fast downhill. If you want a bike that's going to rip downhill super fast, Slash is the way to do it.
Yeah,
and you can still. That's a little sendier. Remedy's the way to do it. If you want something out pedal, it's the fuel. Simple as that.
We're both Remedy fans. We're both fans of the Remedy. But no one else is. Everybody else likes 29-inch wheels. So let's get realistic here.
29ers are cool for other people.
29ers are cool for everybody. Everybody wants a 29er. We're kind of like the crotchety old men.
A little bit.
From 2017.
I mean, I'm on a 26-inch bike.
I'm trying to think. Excuse me. I bought my stands in 2016, but it was 2017 or something. It was 27.5. And I remember there was 29ers out at the time. I guess 29ers have been out since like 2009 or something.
You've been around for a while.
But like 27.5 was holding on strong for a very long time. And then they sorted out the geometry on the 29ers, and now they're They're rideable. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Gonna try and ride some more bikes.
Is that a New Year's resolution?
That's just a general life goal.
Just always. It's your mission statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what New Year's resolutions are. They're kind of like a mission statement for the year. Like the customer is always right, or make it your way.
Yeah. So
I think my mission statement for this year is going to be make it your way. But make it my way. Yeah. Not your way, my way. Yeah. Make it my way.
Pretty cool bike.
So you're going to go up to Ray's then this
Mhm.
weekend and ride?
Yep, making the trip up to Ray's in Cleveland. That should be pretty cool. If you haven't heard of it, it's the largest indoor bike park. 160,000 square feet of trails. It's pretty cool in an old factory. They got beginner trails. They got rock gardens inside. They got the biggest jumps you can possibly imagine. It's a real cool, super family-friendly place. Pretty cool. Only 8 hours away. Nice leisurely drive.
Dude, I'm just sitting here thinking about why I'm not more excited to talk about the Slash. And I think it's because I haven't really put a bunch of miles in on one, dude. And I don't think I could. It's hard to talk or get excited about a bike that you haven't ridden.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've ridden one, but like not extensively.
You rode one time.
Yeah, I rode one once. So that's kind of ridiculous. I'm going to have to change the name of the stream. We can't. It's not going to be any. I don't think we've talked about that at all. I made everybody listen to Cam Zink for a bit on Terrain. Oh, that's why I was talking about Terrain when the guy walked back in. Terrain's a really cool magazine because he's a local guy that like goes to all the races and all the events, puts a ton of time and effort into the outdoor community overall. And he's got staff that write stories and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
I'm a little tired.
Okay.
A little
Do you
tired.
want a Mountain Dew or something?
I just drank a Monster.
I have a mini cream soda. Oh, I wonder what it sounds like me drinking on mic.
Slurp, slurp.
Yeah.
Bringing back the ASMR.
Yeah, dude. We should do a silent podcast one day.
Mhm.
That's my future goal. I think I want to do a silent podcast.
Just staring at the camera awkwardly.
Yeah, dude.
Mhm.
We'll put out the video or the audio version of that as
Mhm.
well. Just like little noises, just things scooching around. I don't know, dude.
Yep, that's a bike.
I think we talked too much earlier today. Me and you did. We talked about a lot of things today. And then I don't feel like I have anything to talk to you about.
What big thing's going on in the shop now? Got
Oh.
Alex coming in for the next couple of days.
We should, because I also put this in the description as something we were going to do tonight. We should attempt to give everybody a little tour around the shop.
Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be a good one.
Let me switch up some camera angles here. We have that mobile camera.
Mm-hmm.
So the New Year's resolution for Shop A is maybe do better on these live streams.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny though, whenever I think that, then like because I have to go back through and listen to it to like edit stuff out, like edit stuff out for like its own individual
Mm-hmm.
video. Not that I take any time to edit out the dumb things that I say on here because I don't really care. But it's always the ones that I think like as we're doing them, like doesn't sound really interesting. That sounds bad, but then like I'll listen back to it and I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But nobody gained any useful information about the Slash, did they?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, realistically, there's nothing that we're going to tell you about this bike that you can't find on Trek's website.
Yeah, look at the geometry. Chances are, if you're eyeballing a Slash, you know a little something about bikes. You know enough to know that geometry matters. You know, but then like, what 170 mil bike isn't going to have comparable geometry? It's got APB. That's dope. But yeah, no, I think it's a really cool bike. You know, Trek has lifetime warranty on their frames. That's something you're getting with the Slash that you wouldn't get from other manufacturers. APB is also really awesome. So that's going to help you keep your bike in control going downhill a lot better than a bike maybe that doesn't have as interesting of a suspension design. So that's super cool. It's got the little stash box in there. That's cool. You know, those are maybe things.
Keep yawning.
Do you need, like, maybe a jumping jack would help? Couple jumping jacks? Do 10 jumping jacks.
I'll pass on that.
Drop and give me 20. Yeah, I could have swore, like, when I guess I never thought about being the boss of anything. Like, I mean, technically I'm your boss. So, like, you know, like, if I tell you drop and give me 20, you should be dropping and giving me 20.
Yeah. Probably.
Like that, my coaches used to do that to me growing up, you know. You mess up or something, like, I'll run 3 laps, bro. Or do 10 push-ups or whatever it was. There were, like, I didn't say no. I just did 10 push-ups, man.
You could have been saying no this whole time.
No, I couldn't have. I went, are you kidding me? I was definitely afraid of my coaches growing up. My coaches were not to be messed with. They were not like coaches today. They weren't bringing apple slices for you. They were cursing you out and yelling at you. And it was brutal, dude.
Sounds fun. Sounds like.
Did you play sports growing up?
I did. Yep.
Team sports. When did you start growing your hair out?
I grew it out when I was a freshman in college, and then I started growing it out again when I was a senior in college. So I've had two long hair phases for sure.
So, but after high school,
Mm-hmm.
and you were done playing sports
Mm-hmm.
by
Yep.
after high school.
Yeah.
Did you play high school sports?
I played freshman football,
Oh wow. Okay.
and that was about it.
What position were you? Safety.
was-
Strong safety.
I was a lineman. Never would have guessed that. But
I
was pretty fun.
would have guessed that. I for sure would have guessed that. It's funny because we just been sitting here talking. You're barely on camera, if anything, and then like I just have the camera that you're supposed to be showing us around the store, so we can talk as you do that.
for sure.
Our goal, we started this week. Our mechanic is on holiday this week. So we decided to go into his sacred area and rip everything apart, which I think is a really good idea. So we completely tore apart our shop. The problem here is since COVID, we have to order a lot of things. We don't get to order like we normally would. Like normally we would just keep like maybe 2 of any given item in the store, and then we place orders weekly with our manufacturer. So this is back into the secret area. So this is the back area, the hallway. Look into the storage room to the left first. So that's our storage area. Some bikes that will soon become our multimedia room. So, you know, I guess since we do a podcast now, if people are listening, there's just some like bike boxes in there, and then the table to the right. Some Christmas light supplies, electric skateboards, some rolling tool racks, bunch of park tool stuff, bottom brackets, all kinds of fun things, shifters, derailleurs, spokes. All right, and then the mechanics headquarters. Everything got changed. We've completely ripped everything off the walls, pulled everything out of the room, moved his bench. And this is what it looks like now. I wish we would have done a before mustache. That would have been cool.
Before and after would be great.
Yeah, but
Be able to
this
see
is
how much we
midway,
actually did.
and then we'll show everybody after. Yeah, so we're going to redo that. So hopefully by the time our mechanic returns, that's all completed and ready to go for him. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. So that's that. Yeah, go ahead and pull back and come back in here. So yeah, that's our goal, I think, for New Year's too. Kind of streamline stuff. We just moved into this new shop in May. Obviously that was a really bad time to move as a bike shop. It's super busy. So, and we were finally getting stuff in that we ordered at the beginning of COVID. Look at that behind the scenes. I wonder if people think that if I'm like, no, they can see that I'm leaning and I got my leg up all the time. I always do that.
You're just chilling.
But yeah, that's kind of the goal this year. Maybe look at ways That's the biggest thing people tell us. You know, when we're in like a 4,000 square foot store now. Half of it is kind of service and back end stuff. Maybe the sales floor here is only about 2,500 square feet, but it's jam full of stuff, man.
Mhm.
And I think that's what people, when they come into our store, they just kind of get hit in the face with, holy smokes, they have a lot of stuff.
A lot of bike shops like to keep it pretty simple, try not to overwhelm the customers. We're a little different. Come in and you're just like, boom, there's different gear as far as you can see. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, we are a little bit different.
A little different, a little special.
I think that's fair to say.
A little special.
So that was the shop. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we have everything, but like it's basically just stuff for mountain bikes. I mean, we have some general biking stuff in here as well. Skate stuff kind of takes up a little bit of area. We do the dog stuff a little bit, but it's all just mountain biking. And then even at that, like it really bothers me if people come into the store, which I shouldn't say this because now people come in the store just asking me for dumb shit. I'm not here that often, so you won't have the opportunity anymore. But it like if somebody came in and asked for something we didn't have it, like that would it really like got under my skin. I like to have, if it's for a mountain bike, I want to have it in the store. I mean, that was the whole reason why I really opened this shop is because I didn't feel like people had stuff that mountain bikers needed.
If people want it for a mountain bike, you should have it.
It's so hard now though with COVID because everything's still weird. We have like a lot of certain things and none of everything else. It makes no sense. Which is why we have time to do YouTube and stuff because, you know, I feel like typically like Wednesdays, we would have gotten in a huge order from QBP. We'd be in the midst of checking in orders that we placed on Monday and getting our midweek order placed in and then trying to, you know, get everything labeled, make sure prices are right and find somewhere to put it and then reorganizing. So we would have been slammed on Wednesday trying to get our order in on time. And then, you know, now, like I put in a queue order once, like our main part supplier once a week. I've gone 2 weeks on stuff.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's so weird. So like from minimum 2 orders a week to, you know, now maybe, you know, once a week. And I could probably delay that out every 2 weeks if I wanted to. Bike shipments, like we used to get like in a normal, like pre-COVID era, we would get 10 bikes a week, 15 bikes a week. We're not a huge shop. We're, you know, a small shop by all accounts. But yeah, we get like 10, 15 bikes a week. Now we'll get like, we've got some truck remedies coming, some 2022 remedies coming, which I'm super stoked about because they also have XT builds. So I want one of those. But I can't believe that guy drove up on our sidewalk today.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I wonder what everyone next door at Camila's was thinking. Like, why is this guy just backing his truck up? Is he about to run through the front doors? Who knows?
Why would he think that was a good idea?
I don't know. Well, now the precedent has been set, so you can do that too. He did it, so you can do it, right?
So you may not know, but there was at our old location here in Eureka, we were next door to Poor Richard's, which is a restaurant. And there was a fella who we had kind of like brick archways that like lined the front of the building. And he got in his vehicle and was upset with somebody at Poor Richard's and then proceeded to drive his vehicle through the front of the store.
Okay. So that is something that could actually happen.
Yeah. And like, this is, I mean, it is something you should be observant of. Like as soon as I seen those taillights there, I got a little bit up. I mean, that was like, I don't mean to like, you know, discredit anybody, but like when he drove through there, that was like, I'm not gonna say it. It's a big deal in Eureka. When that happened, it was a big news event and things along these lines. And then, yeah, it was Eureka's 9/11. That's what I was gonna say.
Things are different since then.
It was
Things have changed.
It was Eureka's 9/11. But so yeah, there is, you know, I've still got a little PTSD from that event. I mean, I was at the store and I didn't hear a thing actually. I didn't notice anything was going on until I seen a bunch of sirens and flashing lights. I mean, because there was technically another restaurant that, nobody was in, and then Port Richard. So there was a business between us, but same building. But anyhow, you're not supposed to do that. And when COVID happened, all these counties and cities and stuff allowed outdoor dining without fences. But typically, if you were going to have like people sitting out there, you couldn't just have them exposed to the parking lot. You would have to have a barrier there just in case somebody got in their car and like their throttle stuck or something. They
Hit
didn't
the wrong
fly.
pedal.
I mean, the guy who did it up there did it on purpose. It was a terrorist attack. But that's why I make that. I mean, no, he I don't know, break up, or he was a young drunk kid that was mad at somebody about something. I have no idea.
Separate from
ridiculous.
separate from the angry guy at that same location who slashed the tires
Separate,
on the bike.
Poor Richards. I strangely enough not had these same problems at Camilla's.
Really?
Yeah, the folks that go to Camilla's are way nicer. Camilla's is a Mexican restaurant next door to us. I'm pretty sure we're getting close to time. No, we're at 5 minutes. We have 0 viewers on StreamYard.
That's what you want.
Yeah, dude.
That's what you
I
want.
don't know if anyone's watching on YouTube or not.
Shit, dog. We gotta do something crazy to get some people's attention.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if that's necessary. I think,
How else are you gonna get their attention?
I don't know.
How else are you gonna get viewers? Gotta do something crazy.
I think from now on, like, we shouldn't set a time to stream. We should just stream. Stream, bro.
Just stream it.
All right, dude. I've had enough of this for tonight. This has been very fun hanging out with you.
We've learned a lot.
About nothing, dude.
It's a show about nothing, just like Seinfeld.
Yeah. We have a ton of truck classes if you want to come and get one.
Come buy a slash.
Hell yeah.
As long as you're size medium or bigger, we got a slash for you.
Or if you're small, we have a remedy.
Yep. Got a great Sendy bike available.
Yeah, go to mtbshed.com, type in slash, and then filter by in stock or /7. Purchase it on the internet, get in your car, drive to Eureka from wherever you're from, stay at the KOA or the creepy Holiday Inn. It's a really nice Holiday Inn. It's huge. It's got a giant indoor arcade and pool room with a ton of tables, dude.
Wow.
And it's haunted.
Even better.
So stay at the Holiday Inn, let the family go to Six Flags, pick up your brand new /97 from the Mountain Bike Shed.
Would you make the claim that we have more slashes than anyone else in town?
No.
No?
I mean, yes. I don't know.
Yes. Just film both and then we can cut out whichever one's correct.
Yes. No. We do no editing. You missed a lot of my jokes about editing early on, and those are videos I'm pretty sure I've deleted since. But yeah, I was just like, oh, we'll have mustache. Because you went on vacation to Arizona for 2 weeks right at the beginning of my Christmas light hanging season.
Yep.
And so we made
6
many
days.
comments about how things you were going to be doing video wise once you got back, like editing things out and creating thumbnails and doing other things that would be useful, which we're now almost 2 months past that time, and you seem to be off to a great start.
Yep. It's really taken off here on the stream. Super popular. You can see all the blood, sweat, and tears we've been putting into it.
You've been working really hard. What would you say is the number one thing you've done for the YouTube channel or for the podcast? What's the number one thing?
I don't know. I think the biggest thing I've done is bless y'all with my presence. I think that's kind of a big one. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I do feel, yeah, man. I feel like the content has improved since your return. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that as a compliment.
But you're going to start making thumbnails. That's your New Year's resolution. Can I make you Can I make New Year's resolutions for you?
You're my boss.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My New Year's resolution for you. My New Year's resolution for you is to make thumbnails for the YouTube
Make
videos.
some banging thumbnails.
Yeah. So as I say this, people are going to look and be like, "What is he talking about?" There's thumbnails on every one of these
There's some
videos.
banging thumbnails.
Yeah, the people are going to think I'm crazy talking right now because by the time anybody sees any of this nonsense, they're going to be like, there's little like what are they, timestamps through the video. There's thumbnails. It's perfectly edited together. What's this guy cramping that mustache for? He's clearly doing an amazing job.
I went to school for this, you know.
Yeah, dude. You should show off by doing it.
That
You should
sounds
be
like
a
lot
big
of
old
work.
show off and just do it.
Sounds like a lot of work. We'll see.
You're at work. You're at work.
Yeah. You make a good point there. Got a
Where
good point.
else are you going to do work?
I don't know.
Are you doing work elsewhere? Are you
Uh,
working for someone else?
No. Work for myself.
You work for you. What are you doing? What kind of work do you do for yourself?
I take care of myself
How do you take care of yourself?
by feeding myself, cleaning my house,
So you eat,
clean,
you
stretch,
clean.
shower, ride bikes.
So if I were to pay you, let's say I were to give you like a $1 raise, that means if let's say you worked 60 hours, that would be an extra $60. For $60, you could hire a cleaning lady. And then, so we could eliminate that. You would still need to eat on your own, but then you wouldn't have that work to do anymore. So then you could actually start doing work for me.
I don't know.
It costs $1 an hour more for a cleaning lady.
That sounds like quite a proposition.
Okay, so damn it. I'm still going to get no work out of you. I'm going to give you $1 an hour raise, and then I'm going to get no work out of you.
I don't know. Might have to see how it goes.
There's only
Test
one way
it
to
out.
find out, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just tell you I'll give you a raise, and I'll forget to ever have the payroll actually put it on. All right, dude. Well, we're well over an hour, so I think your New Year's resolution at the shop is to clean up our YouTube channel for everybody, and I think everybody will really appreciate that. So I'm
I'll
gonna
get
put
on it.
that evil on you.
I'll do it. That's my job.
All right. Yep. Like, subscribe, do those things that people should do.
Yep. See if I can get someone at Raise to make a cool intro. Someone, maybe not Matt Jones, but maybe some other cool pro.
Oh, okay. That
Like
sounds
Tommy-
interesting.
Like
That would
Tommy
be fun.
Crail. That could be pretty cool.
All right. Well, I didn't end the stream yet, so
We'll
you've
see.
now made that commitment
We'll see.
online, and it is a fire.